An 18-year-old boy named Smith has a strange dream every night in which he wanders the maze of hallways naked. He feels as if a great danger is imminent. He passes by his roommate, his best friend Stella, and his mother, as well as 2 other beautiful girls that he has never met them. He goes to the door of a room that has 19 written on it, and when he opens the door, there is a red dumpster inside. He then wakes up, and his roommate Thor returns from the party. Smith asks Thor about the party, and he tells him that the party was great and that he should have gone there. Thor sits down next to him and asks if he's gay. Smith tells him that his interest has not been piqued yet. Thor kisses him, but it's all just Smith's illusions. Smith is brought back to reality by the sound of a door opening, where Thor has arrived with a girl. Smith pretends to sleep while watching them. Smith likes Thor because he's exactly Smith's type, but Stella, Smith's best friend, doesn't like Thor at all. While having lunch at the cafe, Stella listens to Thor's praise from Smith. Smith tries to convince her that Thor will be perfect for him. As they head to class, a student named the Messiah approaches Smith and tells him that he had a dream last night that included the 2 of them. He further explains the dream that the entire world is destroyed in a nuclear catastrophe. Smith is shocked to hear this, but Stella ignores Messiah and takes Smith with her. When Smith returns to his dorm, Messiah gives him an envelope with his name on it and a card stating that Smith is a chosen son. Smith doesn't understand anything. Later that night, at Stella's insistence, Smith goes to a party with her. He is shocked when he sees Lorelei, Stella's girlfriend, because she is the same girl that Smith dreams of every day. Lorelei and Stella go for drinks. Smith is eating a drugged biscuit when a red-haired girl vomits on his shoes. When Smith sees the girl's face, he gets another shock because this is also the girl who appears in his dream. Before Smith can ask the girl, she leaves, and Smith goes to the bathroom to clean his shoes. A girl named London meets Smith in the washroom and asks him to make love. London takes Smith to her room, where they exchange phone numbers. On the other hand, Stella and Lorelei are enjoying each other's company. Stella loves Lorelei's passionate approach. As Smith is walking to his dorm, the same red-haired girl bumps into him on the way and pleads with him for help. That girl is running away from someone. Smith also runs away with the girl, but they are soon caught by 3 men wearing animal masks. One of them stabs the girl in the head with a knife in front of Smith, knocking Smith unconscious. When Smith regains consciousness, he is lying there alone, with no one around. He meets Stella to tell her all this, and she tells him that it must be his delusion because he was drunk at the time. Smith is also convinced that this must be an illusion. Stella tells Smith that Lorelei is a witch and has supernatural powers. Thor is asleep when Smith comes to his room. When his hands reach into his jacket pocket, there is a drive that the red-haired girl slipped into his pocket. Smith connects the drive to his laptop and sees some people wearing animal masks performing ritual. Then someone comes from behind and knocks Smith unconscious. The next morning, Smith checks his laptop but finds nothing of the sort. Stella informs him that she can't find any clue about last night's accident. Afterward, they both check the college's student files, where Smith recognizes the red-haired girl. Only the girl's surname, O'Hara, appears in the records. London calls Smith and says she wants to meet him. London sees a picture of the red-haired girl in Smith's room and recognizes her. She tells Smith that this girl is in his sociology class. Smith tells her that last night he saw the girl getting eliminated by 3 men wearing animal masks. London is shocked to hear all this, and then Thor comes there with his surfing board. London leaves, asking to see Smith again. Stella gets tired of Lorelei's constant affection. When Stella tries to stop Lorelei, she threatens her with her powers. Stella freaks out and hides in her bathroom to call Smith for help. On the other hand, Smith is walking from the library to his room when he realizes that someone is following him. When he turns around, 2 masked men are following him. Smith rushes to the dorm and knocks on Messiah's door. As soon as he opens the door, the men chasing Smith disappear. Smith comes to his room, and when he looks out his window, he sees 3 men wearing animal masks standing in the parking lot below, watching Smith. Just then, Stella arrives. Smith tried to show her the men, but no one was there. Just then, London arrives and shows Smith a newspaper reporting that a headless body has been found in the dumpster of the Department of Oceanology. When Smith sees the newspaper, this is the same dumpster that he saw in his dream, and it is all beyond Smith's understanding. Smith goes to a nude beach to calm himself down. There is a man named Hunter who comes to talk to him. Sometime later, they are both in Hunter's van, making love. After that, when Smith returns to his room in a good mood, he finds Thor and his best friend Rex wrestling. Smith then meets Stella and tells her about his meeting with Hunter earlier today. He then asks Stella if she broke up with Lorelei, and she says that she is trying but that Lorelei is making it difficult for her. As Smith checks his emails at night, a boy named Oliver sends him a video of himself asking Smith out on a date. Stella, on the other hand, has a dream in which she sees Lorelei torturing her badly. Smith is having lunch with London when he sees Rex there. He tells London about Rex, so London invites Rex to join them. During the talks, London seduces Rex. All of this is very strange for Smith. London visits Smith's room after being freed from Rex. The 2 of them are talking when Thor enters the room and hurriedly leaves after picking up his things. A notification comes in on Smith's phone, a according to which the torso that was recovered from the dumpster has gone missing. London is also surprised to hear this. The next day is Smith's 19th birthday, and he receives another envelope with the words, "And now it has begun." Stella reveals to Smith that she has broken up with Lorelei, and Lorelei threatens her. Just then, London comes to them and wishes Smith a happy birthday. Meanwhile, Smith gets a call from Hunter, and he invites Smith to meet him. Smith goes to the beach to meet Hunter, and they are both having fun when Hunter's wife calls him. Smith feels bad about Hunter when he finds out that Hunter is married. Smith is then in his room having an intimate moment when Stella approaches him and gives him his birthday present. Just then, London calls him and invites him to give him a birthday gift. When Smith visits her, she has a three-way with him that also includes Rex. At night, Smith and Stella attend a concert. After the concert ends, Oliver meets Smith on the way back and expresses his anger because Smith still hasn't responded to his email. Smith assures him that he answered him and that he wants to have a relationship with him. Smith then leaves with Stella, promising Oliver to meet on Friday night. On the way back, Smith asks Stella to stop the car so he can pee. When he goes to the public toilet, he finds the same red-haired girl there. He mentions men in animal masks to her, but she tells him that she has never met Smith before. As she leaves with her partner, she tearfully tells Smith that her twin sister, Rebecca, was kidnapped as a child. Smith tries to Google Rebecca O'Hara but can't find any information about her. Stella tells Smith to relax, and they both eat chocolate cake. Stella spits out her cake, which is rotten and has bugs in it. Stella believes it's Lorelai's doing. Stella then accompanies Smith to his room, where Lorelai suddenly takes control of Smith's body and tries to scare Stella. A ball breaks through the window and falls in with a message written for Stella, saying that only death can separate them. Stella gets very scared. She stays with Smith for the night. In the night, Smith wakes up and receives an email on his laptop containing the address of a website. The unknown user tells him to visit the website. Smith goes to the website, where many facts are revealed to him. When Stella wakes up the next morning, Smith is sleeping with his head on the table. He gets scared when Stella wakes him up. He tells Stella that at night he came across a website where he found information about an underground cult called the New Order. When he tries to browse the address again, everything is gone. He tries to convince Stella that this is not all his imagination but reality. He tells her about a girl with red hair who was also part of the cult. Her name was Rebecca Novick. She had done many things that were against the rules of the cult, and that is why she was eliminated. The most surprising thing is that the chief leader of this cult is his father. Smith has been told since childhood that his father is gone, but his father is the leader of this underground cult. As proof, he shows Stella a picture of his father. Smith's mother works out with a trainer, Milo. Meanwhile, Smith gets a call asking her to find out the truth about his father's death, but his mother tells him not to try to find out about his father for his own safety. Smith has another dream in which he sees his father clearly, and a book titled An Ideal for Living falls from his father's hand. After Smith wakes up, he goes to the library and tries to find the book, but London has it. London tells Smith more about his father, saying that Smith's father had a PhD in psychology. He was researching how a leader can control his group. Smith's father then formed a cult of his own in the 90s. Smith asks London how he knows so much about this. London tells him that her father was also part of the cult. One night she saw her father leaving the house wearing a mask, and after that, her father never came back. She also tells Smith that he is the first son of the Supreme Leader, therefore he is the chosen son. London was following Smith to reach her father. London also assures Smith that the friendship they share is honest. The two of them are at the cafe when Messiah comes in a bad state. He is repeating that the end is near, then he faints. Stella, on the other hand, is in the bathroom when Lorelei attacks her and tries to eliminate her. But when Stella realizes that the water acts as an acid for Lorelei, she splashes the water on her, which causes Lorelai's body to decompose, and she passes away. When Stella goes to get her cell phone to call rescue, Lorelai's body disappears. Stella comes to Smith and tells him everything. Just then, Smith gets a call from his mother, who asks him to come home as soon as possible. Smith is on his way to his mother's house with Stella when he receives a call from London. She tells Smith that Messiah is missing from the hospital, and his reports show that he was poisoned. When they arrive home, Smith's mother is not there, but his trainer Milo attacks Smith. Stella helps Smith. He returns with Stella after picking up his mother's cell phone, which was dropped there. He calls London, and London tells him that all of the New Order's bigwigs are leaving town and going somewhere. Smith informs her that his mother has been kidnapped, and that he has received information from his mother's cell phone that the New Order is not an ordinary cult, but a huge secret society that includes almost all the large personalities and institutions. Smith also tells London that his father, as Supreme Leader, had dozens of wives and many illegitimate children. He further informs London that the Supreme Leader is her biological father, meaning that she is his half-sister. London is talking to Smith when a masked man comes from behind and knocks her unconscious. When Smith returns to London's room, everything is scattered, and she is not there. Smith tells Stella to pack her things as soon as possible, and he will meet her in her room in 5 minutes. When Smith goes to his room to get his things, his mother is locked in the closet. Before Smith can help his mother, someone knocks Smith unconscious from behind, puts them in a van, and takes them away. London is also tied to the same van. Stella is waiting for Smith in her room. When Smith doesn't show up for long enough, she goes to his room, where Messiah meets her and takes her away. On the other hand, when Smith's eyes open, he is shocked to see Thor in front of him. That is, those men in animal masks were none other than Thor, Rex, and Hunter, the people around Smith. Meanwhile, Stella is told by Messiah that today is day 0, which means that today the whole world will be destroyed. Oliver is already in Messiah's car. These two are ex-members of a cult that is trying to destroy the New Order. The three now follow the van, which contains Smith. Thor's team has received orders to take Smith and everyone else to an underground shelter to protect them from a nuclear catastrophe. When all creatures on Earth are destroyed, only the New Order will rule here, and their new supreme leader will be Smith. London cleverly opens her hands and attacks Thor. London then also subdues Rex. Hunter is driving when Messiah pulls his car up to the van. Hunter shoots at them. Oliver uses his telekinetic powers to throw away Hunter's gun while Messiah fires back at him. On the other hand, the Supreme Leader, unaware of whether his chosen son has reached the underground shelter, is on his way to activate the nuclear bomb. Both Hunter and Messiah lose control of their vehicle, and both vehicles end up in a ditch. Meanwhile, the Supreme Leader presses the red button, and the world is completely destroyed by explosions.